Fear is the first step to massive stupidity. Now, why on earth would I say something like that? Well, think about it. Most of the fears that we as humans have, they really lead to stupid behavior. Let's take, for example, if you are afraid of spiders. You see a tiny little spider somewhere and go freak out like, ah, spider! Is that smart behavior to you? I don't think so. Or let's think about something like elevators. Elevators are the safest form of transportation in this world. And yet, a lot of people are afraid to step into an elevator. Or fear of flying. Apparently, flying is the second safest form of transportation. And yet, even more people are afraid to fly. And when you think about something like, okay, so I'm afraid of elevators and I freak out when I even think about stepping into an elevator. Is that smart behavior? No. And when you think about the limitations that those fears really cause you, how much do they limit your life? So you cannot travel to distant places, distant countries in the world if you are afraid of flying. Or how much does it limit your behavior and your life in general if you are afraid of a small, tiny little creature like a spider? Think about one of the most common fears that people have. Fear of public speaking. You think about you making a presentation in front of a live audience and you freak out. Even not maybe able to do that presentation. How much would that limit your life? How much does it limit your future career, for example? That sort of behavior is stupid, to be honest. Okay, so there are some dangerous, poisonous spiders in Australia and some other parts of the world. And yeah, you have to be careful with those kind of, spiders. But by far, most of the spiders, the little tiny spiders what we have here in Finland, for example, they are not poisonous, they are not dangerous at all. And yet here in Finland, there are a lot of people really afraid of tiny little spiders. When you think about it, if we really should have some sort of fears, they should be fear for cigarettes or fear for alcohol. Those things kill so much more people than flying or elevators or spiders anywhere in the world. Having those kind of fears, they really lead to stupidity or stupid behavior, don't you think? So then the question comes, okay, so if those kind of fears lead to stupidity, then what can we do about that? Well, fortunately, there are a lot of ways that you can free yourself from these unnecessary limiting fears. Well, NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, has a lot of techniques. Hypnosis has proven to be very, very effective when it comes to being free from fears. There are all other kinds of techniques that I'm not that familiar with, like EFT or tapping solution, all of those things. The point is that you don't have to be imprisoned by those kind of fears. You can easily free yourself from those kind of fears that limit you. In licensed practitioner of NLP courses, we go through a lot of techniques that will help you or somebody else, if you want to help somebody else to be free from all kinds of fears. Hypnosis is the same thing, and all other kinds of coaching methods. Then the question remains, do you really want to keep on behaving in stupid ways? Freaking out when you see a spider, or freaking out when somebody asks you to make a presentation in front of an audience, or somebody asks you to fly to a different country or go into an elevator, and whatever. There's a huge amount of different kinds of fears that we have developed. Or can you see yourself behaving in a different way, achieving different kinds of results after being freed from unnecessary fears? What would it mean to you if you could really do things that you thought that were impossible for you before? What kind of improvements, what kind of changes could you make in your life? I think having those kind of limiting fears are totally unnecessary. They limit our lives unnecessarily. Just a thought. So thanks again for watching this video, and I hope you found it helpful. Be well.